Today I would like to do a vlog on the mindmap tools on iOS. I have been looking for the iOS tools that actually can do a good mind map for quite some time, and that's one of the reasons why I cannot fully utilize iOS because it don't have a good mind map software compared to the one I'm using in Windows that actually so-called my manager, which actually very easy to use. One of the reason why or my own criteria to put it is as easy to use is the operability and how quick you can put your idea and how you can quickly organize your idea. The speed is much determined by the keyboard shortcut and how you navigate through the map and how you organize the map. One other thing I found out is when it's in Windows, because it actually built based on the key ideas that you have mouse and you have keyboard, so you use mouse and keyboard intensively. So when it comes to iOS, because the assumption is you will not have keyboard and you use touch as the key, so use on screen as the type input. So I don't find it's actually fast enough for putting the idea like brainstorming or keywords that you need to develop further. You don't need completion, you need something quick and quick connection. So when it goes slow, things started to disconnect. So I'm actually using almost all the famous mind map tools, including my iOS version as well, and it was quite disappointed because it only support touch and it not supporting keyboard at all, almost at all. So even though you can type the text in keyboard, you still need to use a lot of finger to touch on the screen. For example, add map. For example, this one is a big difficulties because you cannot generate idea fast enough. So I came across to a tools in iOS called mindnode. Actually, I bought a lot of mind map software in iOS, but it doesn't work at all. So since I have the iPad Pro, I'm actually using I didn't use the keyboard at all because the the operation in iOS not really supporting keyboard well. So I bought this software called mindnode, and it's doing maybe 90% of what I want to do. The most important thing is you be able to operate with the cursor, so like left, right, and it highlight the topics. Most of the mind map software in iOS will not allow you to do this. It will just actually highlight when you touch, so it will not be able to operate using cursor. The second thing is you'll be able to add sibling or the child based on the keyboard shortcut, though the operation is not as simple as in Windows. In Windows, in my jet, when you insert the child, you just press insert. You need to press tab in iOS in this particular software, but it's okay. And you can actually add sibling, so everything will start with tab, and then you need to enter to actually add the sibling, or you need to use a command enter to exit the edit mode and then come out to the navigation mode. So this is one of the mind map that actually I do. For example, if you can see from here, this is my mind map. When I actually read one book, I actually note down my own ideas here, and it can be done easily in iOS, which actually pretty much impressed me. And because of the mobilities, I have a tendency not to carry a big laptop with me when I don't. And quick laptop actually have many connectivities that actually already connected at home. When you undock it and go somewhere, you come back home, you need to dock it again, which actually not convenient at all. So when I use this, I found out it actually I just use it for a few days, and I found out it's pretty good. Like so when I actually do things, actually it can switch very smooth. So between topics that I want to do, and mindmap is one of the note taking system. I would take another chance to actually talking about the benefit of mindmap and how we should doing a mindmap against the traditional handwriting mindmap and the computer mindmap. Basically, I use 99% of the time, or I would say 99.9% of the time, doing a mindmap inside computer, and I feel that that's the right way to go for my purpose of use in terms of note taking and the mindmap. So, well, in my opinion, is the best for iOS, and I think it's actually also have in Mac, but I'm not using Mac right now, and in Windows I'm still using MyJet, so still need to find the compatibility when you actually sending this to other platform like Windows, which actually is the weakness of iOS, which actually don't have compatible file with other system, or cannot transfer the save file easily to other place. But I'm quite happy, and I think I want to introduce these tools to other people that use iOS as well. The on-screen operation also quite easy to use, so I would recommend this because it's quite simple, intuitive to use. But I would recommend more if you actually working on the system that actually have a keyboard. And I think for me, I love iOS because I don't love iOS that much. I love iPad Pro because it actually have pen, and I like iOS stability, which actually never hang, never run out of resource. I think it manages the resource very effectively, and I think this is a good start for me to actually fully utilize it, because previously I used iPad Pro for two main reasons. First thing is handwriting note. I will talk about note taking in paper-based note taking and the electronic-based note taking in another session, which actually I use a lot of pen and write down on this. So that's it for the productivity tools today. The mindnode for iOS is a good tool.